so life, again in the heat. ADHD empath. Aloha, so life, again in the heat. Aloha, so life, again in the heat. ADHD empath, life on repeat. The brain's running wild, the energy's tight, but don't you worry, we'll make it right. Check your head, check your toes, feel your body, let it flow from the crown to the feet, take it slow. Find the calm, let the magic grow. Overwhelmed, we got this, yeah. Take a breath, feel the bliss, yeah. Move with the beat, feel the vibe. Back to your body, come alive. Oh, well, we got this, yeah. Take a breath, feel the bliss, yeah. Move with the beat, feel the vibe. Back to your body, come alive. Empath, you're feeling the world outside. ADHD, your thoughts like a crazy ride. But we got the key to make it all slow. It's time to reset, take back control. Check your heart, check your hands, feel the rhythm, understand. From the chest to your knees, it's the plan. Take your time, do what you can. Overwhelmed, we got this, yeah. Take a breath, feel the bliss, yeah. Move with the beat, feel the vibe. Back to your body, come alive. Oh, well, we got this, yeah. Take a breath, feel the bliss, yeah. Move with the beat, feel the vibe. Back to your body, come alive. In the store, at the line, take a second and realign. Wash your hands, walk those stairs, feel the magic everywhere. Oh, well, we got this, yeah. Take a breath, feel the bliss, yeah. Move with the beat, feel the vibe. Back to your body, come alive. ADHD, we shine bright. With our superpowers, we'll be alright. Overwhelmed, it's just a phase. We're dancing through life in a magical haze. Oh, why? Oh. Empath, ADHD, we shine bright. With our superpowers, we'll be alright. Overwhelmed, it's just a phase. We're dancing through life in a magical haze. Empath, ADHD, we shine bright. With our superpowers, we'll be alright. Overwhelmed, it's just a phase. We're dancing through life in a magical haze.
All right, my beautiful ones. Welcome, aloha, to this week's Serve Your Spirit Journey. I'm very excited. Let me just clip this one here so I don't forget. So, but before we get started, and before I explain a little bit to the form of guided journeys that I do for you, I want to dive a little bit into this week's energy that we are having, feeling, I mean, it's March 9th. It starts with 9th of March. There we go. With the 9th of March. And we are still in Mercury retrograde. So that's sort of like still a thing out there. But because of the strong eclipses, this is sort of like we're smoothing out of the whole feeling moment where we had to go through the emotions, and now we're slowly moving into, it's not fast, it is slow for the fiery horse, slowly coming into movement into the doing, basically, right? And I feel like also very roots deepening, so we're going to be grounding ourselves more. So we're starting with a Mercury retrograde, but Jupiter is going the other way on Monday. So that's going to be very helpful. You might be feeling your intuition a little bit stronger, connected to your plans that might have been a little bit distracted, but I believe even as ADHDers, there's still plans that can be, that want to come back and be done, be created. So they're probably going to come back. And I think a lot of things are going to be more clear. Again, we're still going through Mercury retrograde, and Mercury's connection is communication, right? So that is still happening there as well. I think another thing that we might want to look at this week is relationships and energy exchanges, like who fills my energy and who doesn't, where am I drained too much, where am I completely, feel actually empowered or, with more energy afterwards. So those things might come back in. Our inner work gets more visible again. I know not that it hasn't been, but it becomes more tangible. I think that's the right kind of word. And again, because because we're coming out of the whole eclipse season, it's very good to release whatever is left from the whole eclipse. Eclipse is happening there, right? What else do I have for you energetically? Let me just check so I don't forget anything. Especially for us. So again, yeah, I think that's the important part. Why I'm saying whatever's happening right now is not happening fast. We have to take our time, especially for us neurodivergent people. Let's take time to integrate everything that just happened, because the last 2 weeks especially were very strong. So we're just coming out of that rush. So it's time to, take time for yourself if you can. So again, we can, as always, feel very scattered in the next couple of days, but it's about, coming back to yourself. Allow yourself some time. If something wants to be all over the place for a day or two, allow yourself to be that before you intentionally come out of it, if you know what I mean. And again, this is going to be, the next week is again going to be a little bit, have something to do with relationships. So that thing can also be integrated about looking at your relationships and see maybe, where you need new boundaries, maybe, right? So, yeah, I think that's I think that's the main energy. And as well as, because we're going slowly towards the end of the week, we might get that push to actually, start doing something. Yes. So as a soft focus for this week, it's about stop blocking what is already ready to land and let Jupiter do the lifting this week. Allow Jupiter to give you the strength to come up. Yes, so that's my little take on the energies at the moment. And now let me, yeah, I think I've already shared here. Yes. So you've probably seen that I've already shared the music this time in the comments below. I will share it also with whoever wants to see it afterwards because I think the chat disappears on YouTube whenever I close the live. But yeah, anyhow, so sorry. ADHD brain going all over the place. Yes, so before we get started, the idea that came to me through and with my spirits was to help you, and that's why it's 21, because it's supposed to be at 21 o'clock, and it's sort of around 21 o'clock, that's when we start. But it's about 21 minutes that I will be guiding you. The whole journey actually might take a little longer depending on the energy that we're going through on that day. Today was the first time that I actually took the time to explain to you a little bit about the energies of the coming week. that I find might be helpful, just for you to give, don't give it too much, because we all have the energy to create ourselves, but have it as little nudges, as little inspirations for the coming week. All right. So that's one thing. So the idea that I wanted to have is because I was asking myself, like, how can I support you as my community, as my, wonderful followers on different levels? How can I support you best? And, being the person that I am, and I was initiated in guiding journeys like these. My God, when was that? Like, I think it was 2012, 2013, something like that. So it's already 10 years, and it's a special form of journeys. If there's shamans out there, I know you're gonna say, May, that's not true. Like, a true shamanic journey is never guided. And yes, I have to say it's true. But I feel that I was given, I'm gonna say I was actually initiated by my spirit guides, by my ancestors, to be the guide for you, to guide you on shamanic journey, so that you can reconnect with your spirit guides. And whenever I speak of spirit guides, it can be, this can be ancestors, this can be angels, this can be, magical beings like fairies and unicorns. And I myself work with dragons. And, I don't know why I'm looking at an elephant right now. I think he appeared last Sunday. So any kind of power animal or, magical animal. And I don't differentiate. I know that some people differentiate in with, these are in the upper world and the lower world and the middle world. And I did learn all of this when I started, when I learned and was, taught in becoming a shamanic practitioner. But I realized at one point that it's nice to know, but it's not necessary, because in the end, it's all about the energy that stands behind it, right? So the energy for me, and also this is something, because I've actually had my spirit guides run over to other, practitioners and tell them, hey, tell her to work with me, because she, because when I learned, I was focused on, okay, now you have to, do your journey and connect to this spirit. And so you connect to only that spirit. But the problem with that is it's a little bit with manifestation in general, that if we put in too much, if we narrow things too much ourselves, sometimes we overlook that there's so much more. So that's why I started practicing pretty early, because of experiences like this. I started to practice to connect with the spirit guides that want to show up on that day, right? So it can be ancestors, it can be angels, it can be, like I said, dragons, elephants, all of the forms that I just said. It can be magical beings. So allow yourself to have and to see whoever wants to show up of yours, from your spiritual, I'm going to call it your spiritual team. We all have more than one. I know that we do. We might not always see everybody, but I know that everybody has more than one spirit energy, having around you. And they might be, yeah, I don't know. They want to show up for you. They want to help you. And if you're asking me, but what if a mean spirit comes in, wants to talk to me, or a spirit that doesn't want, the best for me? I want you to know that before we get started, I create a circle, and I ask the spirit guides, all of us, from everybody participating in this, because the thing is that, because everything is energy, this recording, that is being recorded right now live here, we are already all together here. So everybody that will ever attend and watch this recording of this journey today will be here, will be part of it already today. That's why this is so incredible, because it's a circle that gains from everybody attending to it. And I created as a circle. That's why I ask all the spirit guides from everybody to come and help me, hold the space and keep it safe. So that energy wanted to move. This is something, if you need to yawn, if you need to cough, if you need to, sneeze, whatever, starts happening there, allow it to happen, because that's energy moving through your body that needs to move. So just a quick FYI in the middle. But yeah, so the thing is that before we get started, I ask the spirit guides from everybody to close the space, to keep us safe. So the only energies that come through are the ones that want to work with us. This is a real circle, that is being created, that I create every Sunday with my spirit guides, your spirit guides, with all of them, because I ask everybody to do so, right? I'm not going to say that because of that, nothing is going to be scary. Sometimes, things we see on these journeys might be a little bit scary. But the thing is, that's why I want you to know whatever's happening is happening in a good way. If something scares you, please say it. Spirit guides that are with us are, sometimes they don't understand what it is to be here, in this three-dimensional body, including the emotions like fear and, coming up. So say, please, this is scary. Please change that. Please change. If there's something you don't understand, please say so. Tell your spirit guides, hey, I'm not understanding this very clear. Please say it in a different way, tell me in a different way, show me in a different way, right? And now we're already getting to that part. How are you going to see? Some of you, and I think it's probably going to be most of you, are going to be able to see something, right? Because we are visual people, especially as empathic people, as highly sensitive people, and as ADHDers, we have a very visual eye and a very visual imagination. So whenever we feel, the messages and the conversations with our spirit guides come to us, you're mainly going to see something, hear something, or have a deeply knowing. And I'm not going to say that because you have this one, it's always this one. No, I have the three that I just mentioned. I have had moments where I've actually had a deep knowing and I knew this is the message that is coming through. I've had moments where it has, and this is actually a lot of the times it's been ancestors, but it has also been sometimes spirit. I mean, more, what do you call the non-ancestor spirit guides, but that have walked the earth? That feels like as if they're standing right here and talking into my ear. Then it's just, hearing it inside of my head. Again, having a deep feeling, having a deep knowing, having that you hear something. I know from tales that apparently there's people that taste the information that they get, the anything. And for us as ADHDers that we are, sometimes we just don't get anything, and that's completely okay. Please be graceful with yourself. This is a very important part that I hope that I want to pass on to you. Be graceful with yourself. There are days where this doesn't work. This is being recorded live on YouTube, so it is there. You already have the link. If you're watching, you already have the link. Save it somewhere. If it didn't work out today, keep it for next week. All right? Keep it for whenever you feel like, hey, I need this one right now, use it. All right? I think that's very important for you to know, that you can come back and redo this at another point, because maybe, for me, I used to have, and I probably still have, I haven't gone in a while, but I think I should probably. I have a dear shamanic teacher friend, and whenever I go to her circles, I don't get anything. I've tried. I've been there a couple of times, and whenever I do, and this has nothing, this is not, oh my God, I can't go there anymore. No, this is actually because somehow her drum and her energy creates wellness inside of my head, meaning that whenever I'm there for a shamanic circle with her guidance, I get to enjoy, like I get to cuddle in with my spirit animals and just be there, you know, and it feels like, that's why I'm calling it wellness, because it feels like we're lying, you know, on a field of grass and just lying cuddling, and it's warm and it's nice, and we can just look at the sky and watch the clouds go by, right? That's all I get. I don't get more. But this is very specific. Doesn't mean that you have the same thing with me. I hope that it's more like what we're going to be doing, that you feel or hear or can have a conversation with your personal spirit guide. I'm going to say like that, guides, because there might be showing up one or more, right? So what I do in these journeys is that I help you, you know, sink in, and then I help guide you to a place where you can connect with your spirit guides. Um, I used to have music in the beginning, but I realized, come on, I mean, who are we kidding? We're talking about highly sensitive and ADHD. So some of you love music and some of you don't love it at all. So I've decided we're going to do it the other way around. That's why in the comments you can find the link of the of one artist that I like very much, and I think, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, so it's artist that does, in my belief, very different, a lot of different kinds of music, and I recommend this one because at least in the beginning it should be music that is only purely instrumental, so that, you know, singing doesn't distract you from my voice for the beginning. Later on, if you feel like doing your own thing, or if you feel like drifting away in a different path, it's also okay. I always recommend in the beginning to do it. That's why I always recommend in the beginning to close your eyes, and to listen to my voice. Whatever else, if you're doing it walking, if you're doing it laying down, if you're doing it, you know, if you're doing, well, maybe not your dishes. Well, maybe you're doing your dishes. Maybe you're eating while you're listening to me. That's all good. That's us ADHDers. That's why this is a very open space for this. The important thing is keep my voice as your anchor. And then we're going to get to one part where I let you go, and I let you go in conversation with your spirit guides, right? So use that time to talk to them, to say, hey, next week I have this and that challenge. Can you help me? What can you give me to support me with this topic, right? What can you, help me with this or that? Or if you're feeling the overwhelm of planet Earth right now with every crazy thing happening right now, which I completely understand, then ask your spirit guides, what can I do to help? How can I support the energies? How can I, like, should I send energy to Mother Earth, or, how can we deal with it? Ask your spirit guides, talk to them. This is the safe space for you where you can have conversations, get ideas, get inspiration, and have that for yourself. And again, it's happening inside of your head. So you might be hearing something or seeing something, images or whatever, right? Again, give yourself grace for all of this, and see that the more you practice this, the better you're going to be getting in this. And hopefully at some point, get to the point where you don't even need that anymore. And I remember, having that conversation with my wonderful shamanic teacher. And I remember him me asking him, like, hey, is it possible that I can speak to my spirit guides outside of the whole journey concept? And he said, yes, that's actually, you get to a point where you don't really need it anymore. It's nice to have. That's why I'm enjoying it, because I'm journeying with you while I'm guiding you. And I'm enjoying doing this because it gives the whole thing sort of like a structure. I'm just going to say a structure, not that, for, it's there. And I'm enjoying it very much doing so. I hope I didn't forget anything. I mentioned that you're allowed to move. I'm going to sneeze. No, not sneeze. Blow my nose in a second. Give you time to set up music, put yourself in a comfortable place, and then, start your music if you like, sort of like to start getting in there. And then we're going to get started in a second. all the energy moving. I think I'm going to have to take. Let me see if this works. So I don't bother you while we're in the journey. Oh, this is weird. Let me do. Oh, no, I think that works. It's getting warm in here. All right, everybody, turn on your music if you like, and if not, just leave it like that. And then let's take a moment to just, arrive wherever you are. While you're getting ready, I'm opening up the circle, inviting all our spirit guides, ancestors, angels, elephants. I keep coming back to the elephant right now. Other spirit animals, you're all invited, all the 4 elements, the 4 directions. Yes, our ancestors. Our magical creatures, our wonderful spirit guides that have walked the earth, the spirit guides that support us, the healing energies that come with us, that walk with us. Yes, our angels, of course. I think I mentioned them. Thank you for coming in, joining this circle, for keeping it safe, or so that it is our safe space to have the conversations and maybe even the transformations that are going to be needed for the coming week of March 9th, of 9th of March. Still in retrograde. Yes. Thank you so much for all of you for being here. Thank you to my dragons for creating the outer line of the circle. I see you. Thank you so much for helping us. And of course, for all the fiery horses that want to be part of this today. Take a moment to just embrace the energies that are being built right now around us. And we start bringing the focus to our breath. And with the next inhale, you imagine yourself receiving and inhaling universal energy from your crown chakra, allowing that to come into your body. And when you exhale it through your navel, through your belly button. And with every exhale, it takes away all the energies that are not necessary anymore. All the worries you've had from the last week, you exhale it out through your belly button. All the connections that you're still keeping from last week, allow them to be released through your belly button. Let them flow out. Let your body become lighter and softer. Inhale universal energy that cleanses your whole system, every cell in your body. And when you exhale everything out that is not serving you anymore. Let it go out. And feel how your body becomes lighter and softer. And with this very soft and light body, imagine yourself walking through a bright forest from whatever area you're in. Imagine yourself walking through that forest, smelling the wonderful smells of a forest, seeing birds or little animals moving around, making their noises. And then you keep on walking through that forest until you get to an opening. And in that opening, you see a circle of wooden, I wouldn't call them chairs, but pieces of trees that have been put there so that you can sit in a circle with everybody else attending today. And you feel everybody else's presence, and you also feel how all the spirit guides start to come and join us here in this wonderful, beautiful, serene opening in the forest. And I see that in the center, this time we don't have a bonfire, we have a big stone, a magical stone. And we all get to sit looking at the stone. And you feel your spirit guides coming in, whoever they are, if it's just one or more, they come and sit next to you. And you feel their presence and you see them for yourself. And you ask them, what's your name? This is your first time meeting them. Ask them what their role in your life is. Are they bringing some special energy for you? And then, now knowing them a little bit better, you take the time to talk to them about your next week, about the energies, about whatever is your intention with today's journey. If you, whether you need support, whether you want a solution, ask them for help. And in case it's not clear enough, ask them to be clear with you, to help you. And I will come back with my voice to come and get you so that we can go home together. But for now, take your moment to talk to your spirit guides. Slowly bring your attention back to the open space where you're sitting with your spirit guide. Thank you so much for their wisdom, for their knowledge, for the support in your daily life. Ask them one last question before we let them go, to give you one anchor, one image, or a word, or a sound that you can take with yourself for this week to remember, and to remember that they are there to support you. They're here, and maybe to remember whatever knowledge they gave you today. And let's put the intention into this anchor, into this image or sound or word, that may it appear in your life when you need to remember, and may you remember and recognize in that moment the sign that it is, so that you can remember what you were told today. And I see each one of us reaching out to the stone in the center of today's circle and sort of like locking it all in for yourself. You lock into the stone, whether you're doing it with the movement with your hands and your mind, or with an imaginary key. You lock all the information in that you received today that will help you and support you for the coming week. And we thank the stone for keeping us all, for keeping that grounded for us and that all locked in for us. You say thank you and goodbye to your spirit guides. Thank you for their support and them being here. And then you start walking back into the forest, taking a couple of steps into the forest, smelling the smells of the forest, hearing the sounds of the forest. Maybe little animals making some noises, or birds. As you walk by, you feel the warmth of the day and the brightness. And with every step that you take, all that you receive today is anchored into your body. And you inhale again through your crown chakra, universal energy. It goes through your whole body. And then when you exhale, this time you exhale it through your feet. And with it, you become the connection between the upper and the lower, between the universe and Mother Earth. You become the channel that allows all the energy to flow. And at the same time, you feel yourself grounding back into your body. It's like you're arriving back into your body. With every breath, inhaling through your crown chakra, exhaling through your feet. And more you feel yourself being back in your body. And whenever you're ready, you take one last deep breath. Open your eyes and slowly come back into your here and your now. If you need a minute longer, allow yourself to stay a little longer. If you feel like you have not yet arrived in your body, again, go back to breathing, inhaling through your crown chakra, exhaling through your feet. And if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. And if you haven't, and if you feel like it, come join my cyber coven for free. You'll find the link below the video, where you not only receive, a beautiful, wonderful community of like-minded people, but also you receive my Serve Your Energy Wave letter that guides you from overwhelm to self-trust as a witchy and highly sensitive ADHDer. So if you feel like it, come join. And until then, my beautiful and wonderful magical soul, may you be blessed with all the wonderful information you received today. And if you'd like, I'll see you again next Sunday at 21 o'clock Central European Time, back here on this YouTube channel. Mahalo with much love and blessings for you. Bye.